Well, welcome to Jon S Sports channel. We're still up and running, although it is getting very close to having to close this channel down. We do need lots more subscribers. If we can't get the subscribers, then I'm afraid we're going to have to at least close the football side down, and I'll just keep it open as a running channel. Not great numbers, just a nice fun piece of something I enjoy. I enjoy the football, but I don't like talking to myself. So that said, we're going to talk to ourselves in a minute. I'm actually just watching the Cologne versus Greuther Fürth, and it's 0-0, and Cologne have 83% possession. But it's like I said before, Cologne have got 6 shots from that 83% possession in the 17th minute, which is quite good in 17 minutes, isn't it? But none of them on target, and Greuther Fürth have had 1 shot, and it was on target from their 17% possession. So literally they've had it 2 minutes, and they've had a shot, and it was on target. So you have to think, who's likely to score? That makes it really, really difficult to actually work out. Because if it carries on like that, Cologne make no shots on target, they ain't going to win. But Greuther Fürth could, nick it as Cologne pull it back. So let's just go out of that, because I don't know whether it's going to keep it. It shouldn't keep the video on. And we'll just continue with that. So that's actually one of the better points. That I enjoy watching little football snippets there. I'm trying to get backwards. It won't let me. I don't want to resubmit. I want to get back into the. I'll tell you what. We'll go back. We'll go the long way round, shall we? We are. There we go. So we have got Cardiff versus Blackburn, Stoke versus Millwall, Burton Albion versus Shrewsbury. A really humdinger, that one. If I can, I want to listen to that one. And Wrexham versus Mansfield. So 2 humdingers in League One. One at the top, one at the bottom. You can see why they've chose those 2 for the things. So far, I've got 100%. I've got 2 correct results. One of them a correct score. I've got the correct result and score for Rotherham. Barnsley 2, Rotherham 0. I got the correct result for the Championship game, the Watford-Oxford. I said it was going to be 2-1 to Watford. It was 1-0 to Watford, wasn't it? So, yep, we managed to get that one. So we're going to see what we can do. I'm just going to have a quick look at the lineups. Like it like that. Shall we have a look in Sky instead? We'll have a look in Sky instead. So Burton versus Shrewsbury, and the lineup are Burton, Crocombe in goal, Bannon. It's Alex Bannon, by the way. Van Kooten, Sweeney, and Armour in defence. Pretty good, yeah. And a staggered mid of Kalinauskas, Watt, Bodin, Webster, don't laugh. Bennett, and up front Orsi. And then for Shrewsbury we have Savin in goal with a back 4. Is it 4-4-2? That's interesting. What sort they're playing? They're playing a 4-2-3-1. These are playing a traditional 4-4-2 with Nurse, Pierre, Feeney, and Benning. Midfield of Carl Winchester, Gilled, Rossiter, and Castledine. Oh, that's a decent midfield, isn't it? And then Bloxham and Marquis up front. And you have to think that has to be a better side, doesn't it? But Burton have been playing rather decent football for the bottom half, and I think that they could just sneak this one. Yeah, what are we going to go to next? We're going to stay in League One, I think, and we'll go to the next game, which is Wrexham Mansfield. So Wrexham Mansfield, Wrexham with Okonkwo at the back, in goal, and then this usual five defence of Barnett, Cleworth, Scar, O'Connor and McLean. Midfield of Cannon, Dobson and Lee, and then Palmer and Mullin up front. And then Mansfield have Pym at the back with Ashilaya, Flint and Cahill in defence. Hewitt, Bacchus, Reed and Tracy in midfield, and Lewis supporting Lee Gregory and Will Evans up front. I mean, that's a flipping good front too, isn't it? Lee Gregory and Will Evans alongside, you'd be thinking, you'd expect them to be up the top end, wouldn't you? And they are, rightly so. But here we've got two sides: Wrexham in third, Mansfield in fifth. I actually prefer the Mansfield attack line, but that defence of Wrexham has been doing so well. Really has. You have to. You really can't look away from them on that side, can you? So I just want to have another look at that for one reason, because you're looking at the number of games played. Because I thought that Wrexham had got less, but Mansfield have actually played one less, and they're only 1 point behind. So they'd, if they won this, they'd be 2 points ahead of Wrexham and have a game in hand. Wrexham would go within 1 point of Birmingham, but Birmingham would have a game in hand. So yeah, it's getting quite hot at the top of League One. We go quickly into the Championship. Anybody wants to replay it then can replay it. And Cardiff versus Blackburn. This is, what did I say for Cardiff versus Blackburn? 2-0 to Cardiff. I put Cardiff are doing well. Can they continue? I think they can continue. Blackburn just seem to have had the wheels fallen off a little bit. Cardiff with the Alnwick in goal. NG, Gutas, Dalland and O'Dowda in defence. Yeah, pretty good. 5 staggered of Tanner, Robertson, Colville. Turnbull is in there. He's absolutely the kingpin, I think, from the last few games. And El Ghazi in midfield and Chris Wilcock up front. Not sure about Chris Wilcock. Yeah, I can take him or leave him. The rest of it is that midfield is pretty good, I think. Piers in goal for Blackburn with Britton, Batt, Hyam and Pickering in defence. Yeah, 5 staggered of Wyman, Tronstadt, Cantwell, Travis and Hedges. And I tell you what, that's probably matched Cardiff for me. But Yuki Ohashi up front. And I just think maybe the home advantage, yeah? Maybe the home advantage. What did we say? 2-0 to Cardiff. Yeah, it could be. Could be 1-0. Let's just see. Then we go to Borough versus Luton. And Borough versus Luton. Borough have Dieng in goal, obviously. Dick Steele, Edmondson, Clark and Ayling. Edmondson played so well in those first few games. I just don't seem to have got that amazed look on my face when I watch him nowadays. At first he was excellent, and I mean excellent. To watch him burst into the penalty area almost unstopped and was brilliant. No, he just seems to not quite have that. Staggered mid of Doak, Morris, Azaz, Hackney and Bergzorg, and Latte Lat up front. I mean, that was a cracking bit of footwork, wasn't it? Oh dear God, midweek, that bit of footwork by Latte Lat has to be seen to be believed. Against a Luton side trying to get their everything back on track, but I said 3-0. I'm going to stick with 3-0 because what we got, Kaminsky in goal, a back three of Holmes, Mengi and McGuinness. They're trying to sort of get that sort of mid area sorted out with a mid four of Hashioka, Baptiste, Walsh and Bell, but with a 10 of Chong, and then Woodrow and Adebayo up front. I've just not got anything. I've got not much to say about it. They just haven't lit up the field with me. And they're against a Borough side at home, and they've just started playing quite well. Borough, perhaps not quite enough not critically and clinical enough, not probably critical as well. So we're going to see. That's Borough versus Luton. And what do we have? Do have another Stoke versus Millwall. Bill! Now, this is interesting. I've gone 2-2. I can't really split these. I wish there was people in here. We could actually discuss this as mere football fans, couldn't we? But Stoke can score. We know they can score. We know they've got the ability to score. So in the last 6, they scored 1, 2, 0, 2, 2, 2. Yeah. Whereas if you look at Millwall, it's 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And if you actually look at away from home for Millwall, it's 0, 1. Oh, that's it. Just 0 and 1. The others being at home. So they're starting. Must be starting a run of away games. And Millwall aren't that good away. Brilliant at home. And I just think that they're certainly better at home. It's going to be tough for Millwall here, but I think that they have been doing really well. And Stoke, they can have iffy days at the back. They can have iffy days at the front. We know they can score, but then all of a sudden they don't, and they don't get what we expect them to do anyway. Stoke City with Victor Johansson, King Johansson at the back. We have fullback 4 of Chamedo, Phillips, Gibson and Bocat. And then midfield staggered of Manoff, wasn't he brilliant midweek? Seko, Moran, Berger and Yun Ho. Yeah, I really enjoyed Manoff's midweek game. He was brilliant. Thomas Cannon up front. And then Millwall, we have Jensen in goal, Leonard Tangana, and Cooper and McNamara. Staggered mid of S, Denor, Coburn, Wintle and Aziz, and Tom Bradshaw up front. And the reason why I'm saying that is, Stoke City did against Blackburn that they played really, really well. And I'm just looking at that particular one that day. Manos goal on 57, but he could have scored a couple in that game. It was really, really good. I enjoyed watching it. It was one of those games that a neutral could really watch, enjoy, and come away thinking, something that was actually a good game. Really enjoyed it. Would I pay for it again? Yeah, I'd pay for it again, and I'd go again and watch them. And that's what you're really trying to do, isn't it? What you're trying to do is get people to go back. So people who might not go to a football game, I'll go as a neutral. Bang, they go to a local club. And it might not be in the Championship. It might be in the 4th or 5th tier or 6th tier. But they look at it and, actually, it wasn't half bad. And they go and they stay and they keep going. And the crowd then builds. More money coming in for the club. They can get more success. The only trouble is if one club has success, then there's got to be an equal club that doesn't have success. And that's the downside of football, isn't it? That's the downside of football, the fact that you're going to get somebody. You're always going to get somebody who says, "Oh hell, we've got this problem. This particular side is doing really, really well, but this other side isn't." Well, we can't have everything in the own way, can we? So what we got here, we have Cardiff versus Blackburn. It's still on 0 minutes there. We have Middlesbrough versus Luton and Stoke Millwall. And the first game to kick off is Burton Albion versus Shrewsbury, 14 seconds. Wrexham Mansfield a second later. So we'll go into League One because that has actually started. And we can actually listen to this one. It sounds like it would be a really good game. So Burton Shrewsbury, I say good game because it's one of those games that means so much because both of these teams, if I could get it to play, yeah, we are on it. Burton, Shrewsbury. Oh, strange. So yeah, it's we'll work on the sound. I've got a second option for that. Pierre now for Shrewsbury, and Shrewsbury can break from the back, and it's so far it's pretty even Stevens. We're only to the first minute, but we have Shrewsbury are actually lobbing the ball forward. Oh, Rossiter grabs it there. Actually, we nearly got a breakthrough there by Shrewsbury, but Burton Albion being a little bit more stable at the back now. They have been the last couple of games, I think, and yeah, that back line seems to be a lot more confident after the latest few decent performances that they've been given. So at the minute we're on 1 minute 42. Just trying desperately to get the Burton game. I wanted to get the Burton game in, but whether it's going to let me. Oh, that's why it's very, very quiet. It's there. It's here we go. There we are. Charlie Webster, former Chelsea, and Elliot Watts, the number 4 and captain of. So we're looking at Burton Shrewsbury. Who's going to be the first to score? Do you reckon? Billy Bowden is in behind Ossie Domo, of course, the number 9 leading for Albion. For Shrewsbury, Toby Saban in goal, Nurse, Pierre, Feeney and Benning at left back, Castledine, Rossiter, Galede and Winchester, captain right wing. He's their danger man, of course, and then up top, that's that one. And Tom Bloxham. So let's look at what else we've got as Burton are now attacking. Webster, Armour. Ossie Domo, oh, in, but Rossiter kicks it out, and it's a Burton Albion throw in. Now Mansfield, Wrexham, Mansfield have already had a shot on target, and we're only 3 minutes in there, so that's really, really impressive, isn't it? So that's good. There is other games going on. Of course, the most important is in League One. It's Wrexham, Mansfield, real clash at the top. So we have a clash at the bottom. They have a clash at the top. So I'll be bringing you goals that do win. No early kick-off in the Premier League. There is 3 in the Championship: Cardiff, Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Luton. So there we are. Just having a quick look here. It's going to have to be, the noise will have to come from the phone, because although I can see everything on the tablet, it's not actually coming out with any noise whatsoever for some strange reason. Dobson now for Wrexham. Wrexham now Lee, McLean and Wrexham are attacking. On the other front, on the other side, we have Shrewsbury attacking, and Shrewsbury, they're nice, dogged and determined. They're not they're not giving way. That the ball comes in from Burton Albion, and I thought Burton Albion would start the fresher. It hasn't been. It's been Shrewsbury Town that started the fresher in the Burton Shrewsbury game. Yeah, they're just. I know Burton have the upper hand. They're at home. They have the odds are in their favour. However, at the minute, just for the minute, first 4.5 minutes, and Shrewsbury Town just defending better, and they're also attacking with a little bit more confidence, I think, than Burton Albion. So we'll see that. Rossiter's doing quite well for them. A lot of interceptions for Rossiter for Shrewsbury Town. In Wrexham Mansfield, it's 2 shots now, both on target for Mansfield, and Mansfield are starting very, very well. But they only have 28% possession, and this is one of the things I say to you always, isn't it? 28% possession, 2 shots, 2 on target, and Mansfield are attacking again. And let's see if they get Greg. Oh, and it's crossed, and he comes back in, and they nearly have another one. Another shot there, but the goalkeeper gets it first, and yeah, Mansfield are actually having to wait for their chance to attack. But every time they get the ball, they're in the opponent's final third. So Shrewsbury Town have a corner against Burton. Let's just see if that's an important bottom of the league game there. And watching here is the top of the league game as Wrexham go forward. Oh, and it's straight in. It's Wrexham goal. Wrexham goal. I mean, they've got 78% of possession, but I tell you what, I didn't think it was going to go this quick because Mansfield have been doing all the shooting. And it's already the first goal, and it's come at Wrexham, and it's Wrexham 1, Mansfield 0. So let's see if there's anything in the other leagues. Let's go to Cardiff versus Blackburn. Cardiff versus Blackburn. Cardiff will kick it into the Blackburn off, but Blackburn ready to steadily attack back. I was going to say they were going to attack back, but it's short passes now. Wyman crosses the halfway line and back to Al-Hashi and back to Wyman, and Wesley in their half, in the opposition's half, but we're not really pushing. And Pickering back to the left-hand side to Hedges. There's no real pace. There's no real determination. The short pass gets cut out by NG. Pass it straight forward. Nice long pass. Cardiff are passing nice and long. Blackburn are passing really short. What does that mean? It means there's only been one shot, and that's for Cardiff, and it's off target. There's Colwell attacks now, and he cross it to Turnbull, and it's off target. And I'll tell you what, not far away now, and I think that if anybody's Colwell there having a shot, and Turnbull now having a shot, so they're doing not bad. I think Cardiff are up. Middlesbrough versus Luton. There's Burton Albion attack. Oh, that's cut out by Gillette, you see, and that's been the news of that game. It's been an extremely good defensive lineup so far for Shrewsbury Town. Burton are finding it tough to get past it. Middlesbrough now. Middlesbrough with Ayling on the left-hand side. And Ayling could try and... Oh, what a welly forward. But nobody could get onto the end of it. It's thrown in by Luton. But only as far as a Middlesbrough person who kicks it forward. And it's immediately deemed offside. So Middlesbrough taking every attempt to try and nick every single ball and cross or thread through. As Chong now starts trying to pass it back for Luton, and Luton are just trying to keep the ball at the minute. Oh yeah, I shouldn't put those smoke sticks on, should I? Offside for Luton. Luton have 48% possession, and Middlesbrough have 52. So possession-wise, Middlesbrough are on top. But it's been Luton that have been in the opposition's area more times, 6 more times than Middlesbrough actually. So Klinkhaus has a shot for Burton. Hits the post there for Klinkhaus. Burton have scored! We'll listen in a minute. List this. Here we go. And it's Burton Albion 1. Shrewsbury 0. So we now have 2 goals, 1 in each of the high stakes games in League One. We have Burton Albion 1, Shrewsbury 0. We have Wrexham 1, Mansfield 0, and it's all to play for in those games. With the odds actually now have swung way. They're 3-10 on for each home side. There, it's as if the betting just was saying, nope, that's it. They've scored first. They're going to win. Most of I suppose they've got the odds on the score. The team to score first. How many times do they actually not win? Not very many, with the looks of it. Let's go to Stoke Millwall. We haven't been to that one. We're at Stoke Millwall, and I tell you what, we're on. Let's make we have had one person in running for about 3 seconds, so we're on 27 minutes. 9 minutes of the game. I tell you what, if we can get to 25 minutes of the game and nobody's in, I'm quitting. I'm going to go and do something else less boring instead. As if you're old enough to know what I mean by that, then well done. Stoke City, Millwall now in defence with Tanganga now gives it to Leonard, and Leonard back to Tanganga, Bradshaw, Coburn, they're going up the right hand side. Can Millwall get any further than that? Back to forward to Aziz in the corner, right corner, crosses it, but Gibson kicks that one out as far as Phillips, and Phillips now trying to get it out for Stoke City, kicks it as far as McNamara for Millwall in their own half, and Cooper on halfway now gives it to Denor in the centre circle, and Denor can try and pull this one forward. A free kick, I think, to Millwall, I believe. Going to see where this one goes, because it's short to S. We're not doing much. We're just 1-2 around midfield. It's getting very boring. Come on, Millwall. Oh, they kick it across, but it goes out for a Stoke City throw. So the Stoke game needs to get a kick. We need some life building into that Stoke City game, I think. We've been through every one now, so let's go back to the Mansfield game. Wrexham 1, Mansfield 0, as Wrexham are offside. It's 2 shots to Wrexham, 1 on target, 1 goal. It's 2 shots to Mansfield, 2 on target, no goals. And you've got to put one of those in the net, really, haven't you? Back to the goal, back for Mansfield, and up to Cahill, back to Flint, up the other side to Ashilaya, Bacchus on the right hand side, trying to see if he can get past that back 5, and he can't, and he pulls it back to Ashilaya. They're wanting to get past that back 5, and it's really difficult. They go to the left hand side and they can't get down there. They come back to Reed again, back to Tracy. They just can't seem to get past that solid back 5 of Wrexham. And Flint back to Reed. Cargill. They can't get past it. Reed. As Wrexham start pulling forward, and they try a through ball, but no, Wrexham get that one. They throw it in from the corner, from near the corner, and it goes. They give it away to Gregory. Probably their only chance here of actually getting past that darn back 5. And it was Barnett. Yeah, Barnett with the first goal on 6 minutes. Ashilaya loses it to Lee, but Hewitt gets the second ball. Flint, but now you see they're back in midfield again with Tracy. And Mansfield just don't see, as we go away from that one, Mansfield don't seem to be able to get past that halfway line. So let's go Middlesbrough versus Luton. Luton have a goal kick at the minute. Luton can only 1 shot in this game so far, 14 minutes in, and it's gone to Middlesbrough. Wasn't on target, so they're not going to get anything from it. McGuinness, as Shrewsbury start attacking. Feeney. Yeah, both away teams now, of Shrewsbury and Luton, are both attacking as Burton grabbed that one. Meanwhile, Luton are still attacking. Oh, and Morris grabs that one, so it's almost in tandem, these two games, for some strange reason. And as Middlesbrough grab it back, Luton, one of the Luton players gets a yellow card for trying to illegally get it back from him. Shrewsbury now on the other game. That's Shrewsbury Town still not giving in. They're 1-0 down away at Burton Albion, but they're certainly not giving in. If we look at the table, I don't know whether it's actually live table or not. Let's have a look. We've now got 23rd Burton Albion in with 8 points. Bottom is Shrewsbury with 8 points. So. Yeah, Burton are off the bottom of the table. Boy, will they be happy with that. At the top, we have Wickham on first on 29 points. We have Birmingham second on 29 points. 3 goals behind them. As Middlesbrough have a shot off target by Ayling. Then we have third Wrexham on 28, but they played 2 games more than Birmingham and 1 game more than Wickham. And then Barnsley are in fourth, having beaten Rotherham last night. So that's that one. So here we are, where we've got the Burton Shrewsbury game on there. We're going to move games now. We're going to move games. Where are we going to go to? We're going to go Middlesbrough Luton. There we'll go Middlesbrough Luton. So we've got Middlesbrough Luton. We'll actually go to that one on there so that we've got everything tied up. So Luton are on the attack. Oh, Walsh loses it for Middlesbrough, and it's a good job Morris could grab that. It was in the box, and 1 or 2 more touches, and that would have been ready for Addis. There's a goal at Cardiff. As we switch to Borough, Luton. There is a goal at Cardiff, and it is Cardiff 0. But Blackburn won, and absolutely amazing. I didn't think that was going to be. We thought 2-0 to Cardiff, so yeah. Yeah, Cardiff won the last 3 at home, like you said, and you would expect them to be quite confident up there, but no. Let's have a look at that game. So why is it 3 shots to Cardiff, 1 on target, no goals? 1 shot to Blackburn, 1 on target, 1 goal. 59% possession to Cardiff, 41 to Blackburn. So Blackburn aren't on top in the game. However, they are on top on goals. So against the run of play, we have Cardiff City 0, Blackburn 1. 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. Wow, Travis now for Blackburn. We're listening to the Middlesbrough game. If you want to listen to that one. It is Middlesbrough 0, Luton 0. Wyman down the right hand side for Blackburn. He's continuing, I tell you, as well. So Wyman. As we get into the 18th minute, and free kick, I think there. Quite dangerous. It's quite near the. It's equal to the penalty area. As Ayling. Yeah, Ayling's doing. He goes out for O'Dowda. High for Blackburn. Gives it to Cantwell on the right hand side. Cantwell.
And it was Baptiste in the end who had it taken off him by Morris, and Borough were able to clear their lines, but it was almost right on cue, James.
Luton went straight from one end to the other, and
almost played it into Luton's hands.
Honestly, you've almost written that in the stars there for him, because
here, have the ball. Why don't you have a shot? You know. But I think Middlesbrough did. Did Middlesbrough do that in midweek? It's you can't be giving the ball away in defence like that, especially straight back. Because Travis has a shot for Blackburn. The Blackburn are all of a sudden, well, it's classed as offside, but it was.
She's saying not far out at all. He's just going to turn and shoot, and he would have scored. Laid it off instead, and Baptiste was
so one-sided. Yet Blackburn, having got that goal, have now started to push further forward, and they start to come back in. So we have on this side, we can hear the Middlesbrough Luton game. Ailing, is it to Mengi? Oh. So Middlesbrough keep just nicking it from them, but not Azaz. Come on, keep the ball. Middlesbrough keep the ball now to Dixfield to Doak, and Doak now trying to go down the right hand side and just come back up the left, cross the ball to the right. Dick Steele now in the sort of Dyke Steele. I'll call him Dick Steele, Dyke Steele. Back to Morris. Back to Dieng, and they'll build from the back.
Well, that is undoubtedly for me the best chance of the game so far, which has fallen to Luton. Probably on possession stats, you would say Borough have had more of the ball, but certainly Luton have looked lively once they've got it forward.
I'll tell you how much. Actually, you're wrong. Borough have 43% of the ball. Luton have 57. So actually, he's not looking at his stats there, is he? Baptiste for Luton. Walsh. Woodrow. Into Hashioka. Cross Adebayo, and back to Holmes. He kicked out to Holmes and Woodrow. In, but Hackney gets that one. I'll tell you what, Luton are on the press, and let's see what Luton can do.
About 35 yards from goal, Amari Bell was brought down there by Burzog. I don't think you can have any complaints whatsoever.
Listen to Middlesbrough Luton. If anybody was on online, you can can ask me to go and play any of the games. I mean, there's none of you there, so it doesn't matter. But if there was somebody there that I couldn't see, and you wanted me to play your team, then please do say. At the minute we're on Middlesbrough Luton. We were playing Burton Shrewsbury. Burton 1, Shrewsbury 0. And the other game, let's have a look at the Wrexham Mansfield game. As Middlesbrough now start to build from the back. Cargill.
Too close to the goalkeeper, very, very comfortable indeed for Senny Dieng. And we have reached the midway stage of the first half of this 12:30 championship game. It's still Middlesbrough 0, Luton 0, and James continues to half time.
Oshilaya. Mansfield just they try getting it across from right to left and try and get Tracy. And Tracy sort of gets it but loses it to Cannon. Even on the second grab, he still loses it to and it gets pushed forward, but Cargill retrieves it, gives it to Lee Gregory, and Lee Gregory's in his own half here, so they're really pushing. Wrexham are pushing Mansfield quite far back. The one we're listening to is Middlesbrough Luton. We can swap it. All the games are available, so if you do want to listen to yours, you can sit there and listen to it while I go through all the other games one by one. Baptiste now for Luton on our listen game. Cleworth now for Wrexham. And it's a cussy across, and McLean nearly gets a second for Wrexham, but Hewitt there managed to kick it out, and only as far as Barnett, but then it gets kicked out for a throw in to Wrexham. Quickly taken, but they lose it to Blake Tracy, and Tracy's actually doing quite well in that defence for Mansfield. Even though they're 1-0 down, they do seem to be not too bad at the back. It's just that they're allowing Wrexham right up to that final third far too often. The back five of Wrexham again in play. It's never ceased to change, and that back five is certainly causing some concern for Mansfield, who don't seem to be able to get past that second third and into the final third. Although Mansfield have had 4 shots and 2 on target, whereas Wrexham have had 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal, and that seems to be the story this season. They don't always score. They don't always shoot very many times, but I tell you what, they score a lot of the ones they do get on target. And Mansfield do try and get over that halfway, that back five by lobbing it over, but O'Connor grabs it for Wrexham. Wrexham really do look like they've got that back five absolutely tied up. We go back and we'll see what else is going on. It's Cardiff 0, Blackburn 1 still. It's Burton Albion 1, Shrewsbury 0, and it's Mansfield losing away at Wrexham 1-0. We've got the Middlesbrough one on there. No, Adebayo. Oh no, it's crosses it and a shot from Colin Woodrow, and it comes back and another shot from Walsh, and that bounces. Oh, that's away. That's going to be a goal kick. Middlesbrough have a goal kick. There goes Stoke versus Mill. So Stoke versus Mill, and we've got Stoke City now on the left hand side. Seko up to Bucket. Bucket on the left, back to Seko. They want Luton now. Oh, Morris intercepts that one for Middlesbrough. The one that's on top at the minute is Luton Town. Luton Town are certainly in the ascendancy in that game. Millwall now. Stoke City are really on top in this game. Stoke City, as Millwall are going to prove me wrong now, aren't they? Down the left hand side to Aziz. What's Aziz going to do? Is that a lose it in the attacking area? So no, but they try and get it back in, but it's a throw in to Stoke deep in their own area. Berger for Stoke. Let's see what they can do. The Stoke City had the first few minutes tied up, and then Millwall came into play for the next 10-15 minutes. Probably 15 minutes, and then it's been all Stoke City. Doesn't seem to be much going on in this game, to be quite honest. You're trying to sort of pull some. There's been 3 shots each, but only 1 on target, and that was for Stoke City. There just doesn't seem to be anything brilliant in this game. Too much losing possession, I think. As Stoke go across the halfway line and lose possession. I would say that's probably the story of that game. Very one. McGuinness for Luton.
Borough now keeping possession inside the Luton half. They are indeed. Now it's Doak who's looked really dangerous so far.
Mansfield have a shot. It's well out, well away, well off target. We get goal kick to Wrexham. Wrexham then. Roasted him down that right there, and he played the ball in low. It was just a little bit too low, I would suggest, and that was unable. And Middlesbrough scored. It's Middlesbrough 1. I was looking at the Wrexham game, Wasn't looking there. Middlesbrough 1, Luton 0. Middlesbrough have indeed.
First goal of the game comes for Bergzorg. It was an
Bergzorg.
unconventional corner kick in there, drilled across the ground, and I mean, you're going to question the defending there from Luton, but a well-worked set piece.
The defence from Luton, I mean, that's what's been wrong with recently, hasn't it? Mansfield having a substitution. Now that's interesting. I want to see why Mansfield have made a substitution. It's one of those where you look and you think, I hope it's not an injury. I don't like substitutions for injuries. It's not nice. Even if I'm not a supporter of them. So let's have a look at this.
How dangerous that man Ben Doak has been, the number 50 so far, and he was crucial in
So
setting up that goal.
attempt for Lee Gregory. 29 minutes. Where are we on there? We're on. Whoops, that's gonna. Oh, thank you very much. You reset just to piss me off. Not going. Well, you can give me that one back. So I'm going to have the Middlesbrough Luton one back. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think probably on the face of things.
Goal Ryan Bennett for Wrexham. Barnet, sorry.
Just starting to wonder where the goal was going to come from.
It looks like it's going to be Christy Pym. So yeah, it is an injury that's caused a Mansfield substitution. I suppose Christy Pym is probably one of their less. It's still a good player, but it's not one of their key players. We'll see who they're gonna put on instead. Oh yeah. Oh my God, no! It's not. It's the goalkeeper. I didn't realise it was a goalkeeper, isn't it? Shit. Have they just taken off their goalkeeper? And we're frantically wait. I'm gonna have to go. So the goalkeeper was injured, went down injured, and lineups. Yeah, Pym, the goalkeeper has been taken off injured, and replaced by. Replaced by the substitute keeper, Flinders. The fans will be absolutely gutted by that. Not only are they 1-0 down, they've lost their goalkeeper through an injury. Latte Latnap's injured for Middlesbrough. Everybody's getting injured. No, stop it. Everything's the same at the minute.
Will be getting a penalty there because he's got nowhere near the ball, the goalkeeper, and he's just smashed into Emmanuel Latte-Lat, who I'm pleased to say is back up and his feet is okay. What I would say is a little bit critical of the goal scorer in the last couple of minutes, Bergzorg, because he slowed things down on 2 occasions. One when Doak had got.
Oh, Hackney! Oh, could have got a second there for Middlesbrough again. And but we're what we got. I don't want to watch Real Madrid versus Osasuna. Let's go Stoke City Mill. Stoke City Mill are in defence. They're just going to go. Oh, took off him, but it's out, and it's a goal kick to Millwall. Just wondering what position Luton will be. So with Luton losing, they're in 17th position. I mean, they're in 17th on 16 points, right? On 16 points. I tell you what, Plymouth are in 22nd on 15 points. So just 1 point below them. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams below them. And not looking too good.
A little bit of a change formation-wise as the ball's played over the top towards Adabeo, the flags up on the near side.
Oh dear.
A free kick to Borough on
Jamadu for Stoke City. Pass it back to Johansson, up to Phillips. Moran, don't pass it back by foot to Victor Johansson. He's not very good with his feet. It comes straight back to Bradshaw. And Millwall can attack again. And offside there for Millwall. I wouldn't be doing pass backs to Victor Johansson. His foot skills are interesting, shall we say? Yeah. Mengi. And Luton give it away for a Middlesbrough throw-in. Let's just stay watching that one, because last time I missed it while looking down at a different game. It's not, it's a Middlesbrough throw-in. Birdsong, back to Clark. Baptiste nicks that one. See, they do get it wrong on the radio. Absolutely. Is anything going to happen as we refresh? No, we've still got Burton's 1, Shrewsbury 0, Wrexham 1, Mansfield 0, Cardiff 0, Blackburn 1, Middlesbrough 1, Luton 0, and Stoke City 0, Millwall 0. Is anybody in the chat? Because we've been going 53 minutes actually, and no, we've had about 3 people in for about 3 seconds. I ain't going to continue. I'm going to do the same as yesterday. Thank you very much for not watching. It's Jon S Sports channel. Over and out.